So I've got Joe Norris from Get Your Tips Out, and today's video is about your outsider tips. So maybe a few each way shouts who you think might outrun the odds. So what are your outsider tips for the second day of the Cheltenham Festival?
Yeah, so my first outsider tip is I'm going to head to the Coral Cup. Now, GYTO is still 14-1. I think that's a big price. There's a couple of others in this race I like as well, but in these handicaps, you want to be having 2 or 3 stabs at it. And this GYTO has got form. It obviously won at Navan, second time over hurdles. It then ran behind Mystical Power at Punchestown, and then was behind Tully Hill and No Flies on Him at Punchestown last time. Now it's been obviously put away for this race since. Looks like off a good mark, 141. Trained by Gordon Elliott. I think 14-1 looks too big. And then the second play I'm going to do is in the bumper. Even though this is a race, I don't love having a bet in, but I do think the yellow clay is a bit too big at 10-1. Now it won its first 2 starts, and then it was 4th behind Jerome Machan Leopardstown last time, but it was a bit unlucky in the run there. And I've heard good things from the yard about this horse. They think it's really improving, and I just think it's been a bit overlooked. I thought it'd be shorter than 10-1, so I think it's a bit of value in that price.
Yeah, I think he should be more like 6-1. On his last run, he got absolutely stopped at a vital time. Had to pull back, come out wide, and then stay on. And the winner, who would have been favourite for this race, that went and won that race, obviously isn't running. But there's debates that said he would have probably beat that. So if he wins that last race, he's a short price favourite for this race. But obviously, unlucky in running, came out wide. I think he's a good price at 10-1.
Yeah.
With one more that I quite like, he's definitely not an outsider, but he's not in the first 2 favourites. I quite like Coco Beach on the second day. Just with the heavy ground, I think he's got a great shout. Just to throw that one in as being to get on it early, because he will relish the testing going. But be interesting to see anyone who's watching this. What are your outsider tips for day 2 racing of the Cheltenham Festival?